to run a $2 million business the co-op way, be stewards of their own houses, and help members live together cooperatively. The Education Committee, guided for over 25 years by Director of Education Susan Kaya, helped the co-ops address the most pressing issues of the times.
How do you deal with issues around conflict? What do you do about the issues that arise in your house around mental health or substance abuse? What constitutes having a safe and fun party? And what does it mean to be a pet owner in the ICC?
The ICC really presents its members with very unique opportunities to get involved, to take on leadership positions where they make really major plans.
The 90s saw an emergence of exciting new education projects.
We had a co-op summer education program that took our members all around the state, visiting other cooperatives, learning from people in other sectors what cooperation was about, as opposed to just what a housing co-op for students was about. We also had cooperators and residents that we brought from overseas, one from England, one from West Africa, one from New Zealand, who lived in our houses part of the year for a couple of months and talked to people about cooperatives while they were studying co-ops themselves here in the U.S.
In the new millennium, ICC members started organizing co-op spring breaks, traveling to Canada, the East Coast, and south to Texas. Diversity was not a new issue, but it received new emphasis as the millennium dawned. The ICC was home to an increasing number of international students. In addition, the Diversity Committee looked for ways to bring more students of color, LGBT students, and other underrepresented groups into the co-ops.
And I think I like most about Luther is that because it's so large, it's difficult for any one type of personality to dominate. Everyone's personality has an impact on the way that the house works.
The boards of the early 2000s again wanted to focus on repairing and renovating the houses.
Members at that time really wanted to work on maintaining, upgrading the current houses. So for the 7 years that I was here, that was mainly what we focused on.
After replacing the roof and boiler system at North Campus, the maintenance staff oversaw the complete renovation of Ruth's and Linder houses.
We replaced the roofing, we insulated everywhere we could find. We did water management, we did replace the siding, we replaced windows. We had to completely empty the house out. When we do work on a house and make the appearances a lot better, the students tend to take better care of it.
For these renovations, the ICC won awards from the Historic District Commission. In 2004, tragedy struck Stevens' house. Unoccupied and undergoing renovation, it burned to the ground. Though clearly suspicious, the cause of the fire was never determined. The members felt a great need to replace the lost Stevens. In 2006, they purchased Zeno House with the insurance proceeds from the Stevens fire. But by 2008, the membership decided that the Zeno purchase was a mistake because the house was in need of costly repairs. Zeno was sold, but while co-opers still lived in Zeno, fire struck once again. An improperly discarded cigarette seriously damaged the house. Just down the street from the ashes of Stevens, another house had problems of a different kind. Known today as the Ella Baker Graduate House, this house had seen more changes over its lifetime than any other in ICC history. It started as two houses, Pickerel and Mark 8. When they were connected by an addition and started taking in boarders from Stevens, they became known as Tri-House. In 1970, they got a new name with a double meaning, Joint House. And with this new name came a new culture.
There were, beer-soaked carpeting, never getting dried out, never being taken care of, holes in the walls, constant holes in the walls.
A series of boards and staff members made many attempts to change the house culture. It was even briefly renamed in honor of Jim Jones. Unfortunately, these efforts to reform the dysfunctional culture were not enough.
People would move into this house either because they knew it as a party house or because they knew nothing about the ICC and that's where their space was. So there was a lot of people in the house that did not interact at all with the rest of the house, and then there were the troublemakers. So it was a very toxic situation.
The board finally took the drastic action of closing the house down, renovating it at a cost of over $300,000, and reopening it with a new name and theme. Ella Baker Graduate House has since become one of the most successful and stable houses in the ICC. The transformation of Ella Baker House focused members and staff on working together to keep houses cleaner and better maintained. When Eric Lipson took over as general manager in 2007, the boards continued that effort in order to help recruit and retain members. Eric Lipson's passion for sustainability aligned with the ICC's new direction. Luther Buckley, now in his late 80s, became an important part of this effort. Before he died in 2008, Luther sent a strong message to members and alumni in support of sustainability. To honor his memory, alumni formed the Luther Buckley Sustainability Fund. Using grants, donations, and member contributions, important changes were made. Water-saving showers and faucet aerators have saved over 600,000 gallons of water a year, as well as $20,000 in annual energy and water costs. Houses now have energy audits, new energy-efficient heating systems, new lighting, new windows, more insulation, real-time electricity monitors, and weather stripping. The ICC is taking numerous steps to reduce energy use and lower its carbon footprint while making members more comfortable. During Eric's tenure, the Alumni Association was also reinvigorated, connecting former members with current members. While the monetary gifts of alumni have helped the organization greatly through the years, these co-opers are valued in countless other ways.
Understanding where we came from and how far we've come is a role that the alumni help play for our members.
They carry the wisdom of past generations. They tell people why it's important to plan for those in the future. They'll never know. We didn't come just full-blown into existence. It was the work of many, many people over many, many years.
The co-ops continue to keep pace with change. In 2012, the board approved a community action team to incorporate social action projects in ICC's day-to-day mission.
The co-ops really teach you how to live in a larger community outside of just your own little space. It really forces you to take ownership of the whole community that you live with.
There will always be challenges. Tuition costs have skyrocketed. The economic crisis of 2008 caused mass unemployment. ICC houses always face concerns about sanitation and fire safety. But the ICC continues its core mission to keep higher education affordable to the less advantaged. ICC charges are half the cost of U of M dorms, despite paying hundreds of thousands in property taxes. The Inter-Cooperative Council continues to show the power of cooperatives as an alternative to profit-motivated businesses. ICC members have created a place where people of diverse backgrounds can live, work, play, talk, and solve problems together. They have gone on to the Peace Corps, to start businesses, to hold elective office, to win a Nobel Prize, and to continue work for social justice. The ICC is part of an international movement that gives millions of people the chance to take control of their housing, business, and everyday lives. The power of co-ops for good was officially recognized when the United Nations declared 2012 the International Year of Cooperatives. It has taken the ICC over 75 years to go from an idea in the minds of a few students and faculty to becoming a major institution in Ann Arbor, serving over 600 members every year with millions in assets and tens of thousands of alumni. Today, the ICC is one of the largest voluntary student organizations at the University of Michigan. Only one question remains. Where will today's members take the ICC?